Yo, it's Sid and Dion, brothers on a comedy path. All jokes aside, we about to change the math. Real talk plus no filter equals not your usual chatter. From sports to politics, all subjects matter. Never shallow, we about to go into the deep end. Get ready to dive in, go ahead, grab a friend. Now this is grown people business, keep them kids inside. Now that's debatable, jump on, it's time to ride. Yeah, now that's debatable. Now that's debatable. Here we go. Time to start the show.
What is good? What is good out there, master debaters? I am Sidney Smith. That is Dion Curry. Together, we are Now It's Debatable. And I want you guys to know, because this show is always just honest with you guys. We let you know what's going on behind the scenes. Dion and I have been fighting this show. Almost broke up over it. But we decided, for the best of you all, we're at least going to get this one out the way, and we'll pick it up where we left off. But it was fisticuffs, man, from Arizona to Indy. It was fisticuffs. And I got to tell you, I'm probably going to take it out a little bit on the show. Probably going to take it out on him a little bit. If you don't quit clicking that shit in my ear. That's why we do sound checks. And so he can do all this stuff. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all.
I had to turn you down because you was doing what you're doing right now. It's going on and on and on about nothing.
This is exactly the problem we were having offline, folks.
Happy Monday to all our master debaters. A shout out to y'all for keeping the wheels turning. We definitely appreciate you guys checking in with us every week. Sydney, how was your weekend, my brother?
Don't act like you care now. I tried to tell you about it earlier. You ain't want to care nothing about it. And my weekend was great. Had a great time. Mary Ballard is in, which is hi, guys. This girl appreciates you guys sticking it out for me. Mary, it's all for you, baby. It's all for you. Great weekend. Mary came out to the shows, so I love that. She brought a friend of hers to come and check out the shows. And as I'm told, she had a great time as well. So much love to Mary for always supporting the way that she does. But, man, I had a fantastic weekend. Worked with Joe Dombrowski on Thursday night. Then got a chance to work with Jonathan Kite. Some of you may know him from playing Oleg on Two Broke Girls. He came in, he headlined, worked with him. My boy Tony Tripoli. So it was great. Got a chance to hang out Saturday night with Frank Caliendo, Pablo Francisco. So it was an awesome time.
That's what's up, man. A lot more fancier than my weekend. So it was just chill weekend, very chill, relaxing. I'm happy for it, and I'm engaged tonight because we didn't really talk as much this weekend, obviously, because you were hanging out with the big wigs, and I applaud you for that. Shout out to Sidney Smith.
Well, and let this be just a little sample of what's going to come when I get more big wigs to hang around. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, man, it was a fun weekend. You said you lay low?
Yep, just chilled and easy.
Oh, shoot. Before I forget, I hung out with John Holmberg, too. So John Holmberg, morning DJ here, has one of the top morning shows. So hung out with him and his wife and his friends. Hung out with some other folks I can't mention because I don't know if he would be all right with it. But it was a fun weekend. Man, let me tell you something, D.I. One of the coolest things was to sit with some of these guys and hear how they discussed a few different things. And we were talking about travel. I should say they were talking about travel. I was more like a bug on the wall just trying to soak up whatever knowledge they might have spit out there. But they were talking about airlines and United and how bad Southwest sucks and all this type of thing. Then they got into the private jets. And they started talking about, hey, if you go and join up with this company here, you can become a member. I forget the name of it. You're a member for $100. And then all you do is you just book your flight and then you pay for your ticket. So like if you want to jump a flight from here to Vegas or here to LA, if you're a member for $100 a month, you get a private jet and it's only $1,600 to jump on one and fly out to wherever you got to go.
As opposed to what? How is that cheaper than just getting on a commercial? Wait a minute.
Money is all relative. If you can jump on a private jet and don't have to worry about dealing with the peasants, why wouldn't you? We're not gonna be fucking flying public when we don't have to. Don't you? You want to sit here and pretend like you're a man of the people if you want to. But the minute we able to hit private, you best believe I know yours gonna be sitting right there next to me.
The minute we hit private, I'll be happy. And I'm not saying I wouldn't fly it. I'm just saying if they would told me, "Hey, we can't do private this time," I'm like, I don't care. That those perks don't really, it doesn't move me.
Let me tell you
You're
something.
not gonna walk, you're not gonna catch me walking onto a private plane or yacht and be like, "Ooh, this is nice," because I don't care. I genuinely don't care how nice or regular it is. It doesn't matter to me.
Let me tell you something right now. So I have a friend of mine here. His name is Charles, and he has some great seats at the Suns, and he's right on the floor. It's right next to the visitors bench, and normally, unlike Dion, I do like to have my pinky up more
I
often,
could tell.
and I've earned the right to do it. So I usually do take advantage whenever the opportunity comes. But to sit on the floor next to the visitors bench, to walk in through the back door, no one patting you down, you just come in, you get your little wristband, you go to the private club area where all the food is laid out. I did the poor man move when I went there the first time. I actually pulled my wallet out. We're getting ready to pay for my drinks, and the bartender was like, "Whoa, sir, you want a tip, you can, but you don't pay for anything back here." And I said, "Oh, okay, cool." Once you get that treatment, why would I walk through the front of this arena ever again to do anything? All right? Never. And so I say that to say this to you. When we are on that private jet, I pity the fool that tells you that our jet is not available and you got to fly on Delta. I pity the fool. You and your
I,
manicured chin hairs, I pity.
I'm glad I can count on you to always keep the jet ready and rocking.
Yeah, 100%. Bruce is in with us. He says hi. Hey, yo, Kenny Kokrosky. I don't know why I fucked that up. Kenny Kokrosky is in. What is good, brother? He says Charleston White been asking for it. We about to jump right into that, Kenny. You must have been part of our pre-show meeting because that is the first topic tonight. Philip is with us again. He said, "That's the life." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, man, we don't work this hard so I can still be treated like regular people. All right? So
No, I get what you're saying. But personally, me, I genuinely don't care about the frills and the perks. As nice as they are,
let me write this
and
down. Where's my pen? I want to keep this in my wallet at all times.
at,
I know this is gonna be
at,
straight
at the
bullshit.
at the end of the day, you know, as long as my work speaks for the thrills and the frills, I ain't worried about the rest.
Okay. All right. Kat from the Fake Ass Book Club is in with us too. What's good, Kat? I know you in there. Go say something crazy. Can't wait for it. I want to see who she takes up for because we got two men we gonna talk about. She may not be on that long. She'll have a woman to jump to the defense of tonight. Kat, you know I love you. No, I'm just messing with you. All right, Dion, sir, would you present the first topic of the evening?
Okay, so everybody knows Charleston White, aka the Troll God, because he be trolling. He says some politically correct things and some politically incorrect things, and he's gotten quite a large following. Apparently, he also does stand up as well. Did you know that, Sid?
Yeah, because I saw an interview with TK Kirkland, and TK was taking him out on the road with him like earlier this year.
Okay, so I thought that was just like a one-off thing. I didn't know he was like really doing stand up, like getting weekends and shit like that. Okay, I thought he was just fucking around. Come to find out, this is what he does. So he had a comedy show this past weekend, and all that yapping and clapping and what's happening caught up to him. And a guy rushed the stage, and they gets to tussling. He picks up a chair. He picks up a poinsettia because it's Jesus is the reason.
Couldn't
Obviously,
and couldn't pick up any of it fast enough.
it's, he gets ended up getting tackled by a guy he doesn't even see, and they proceed to beat him up. And if he's posted any follow up videos, I haven't heard him simply because that's all I need to see. I don't need to see any more. Clearly, the people have spoken, and it's just I hope that all this can go away.
You saw the videos I sent you, right? He in the car, right?
No, you didn't see me that.
I did say, yeah. So DL Hughley put it up on his on IG. That's where I sent it to you from. So if you're out there after the show, please go check it out. You can see a video of Charleston White getting his ass whooped, and then there's like 5 videos like right behind it that Charleston did in the back of whatever car he was in that when he was driving away from the venue. And DL puts up, I'm gonna loosely get it right here, but please don't call this comedy. You know, there's a difference between being a clown and doing stand up, something along those lines. And so, but before I get too deep into it, I do want to give my thoughts and on it as well. I wish they had a whooped his ass. I wish they had a whooped his ass. You like Smokey was saying, whoop his ass in Friday?
Whoop his
His
ass.
ass. I wish they'd have whooped his ass. I'm so tired of Charleston, Charles White, Chuck, as like we like to call him around the block. I'm so sick of this motherfucker. Straight up clown all the time. And the only thing that makes it worse is that there are people out there who follow this and who will pay for tickets to see this. I was talking to someone about this today. The problem with these people who are YouTubers and now they want to do stand up is you didn't go through the rigorous training that Dion and I and other actual professional stand up comedians, like when they give me a check, I've actually earned my check. When they give Dion a check, we've actually earned this check. We didn't do YouTube and act like an ass clown to get people to fucking come over here. Like everybody who watches him are the same people who slow you down and keep you from getting to work on time because they waiting to see a fucking car accident. Because that's all this fucking dude is a small black car accident. I can't stand Chuck White. Can't stand him, can't stand him. So I wish they had whooped his ass. When he was standing at the edge of that, I said, this is not how you handle any heckling that you're getting done. Going back to what I was saying, if you come up in this way you're supposed to, you gather the tools that allow you to be able to deal with this. You also gather the something inside you that allows you not to take offense to anything that is said there. You just here to do your fucking job and get your check, man. I'm not here to pick up a poinsettia and tell motherfucker he and his nephew look gay with the way they sitting so close together with their matching Laker jerseys and all that. And he was so bad, he must have been running his mouth so badly that not just them two dudes came on the stage, 4, 5, 6 other motherfuckers came up on the stage too to whoop this motherfucker's ass. I wish they'd have whooped his ass.
See, for me, I felt like that was kind of a, I don't know if it was a plant, but I just, all these random dudes to rush the stage, that didn't seem kosher to me. That just didn't seem normal. Like he was, if he was beefing with just these two dudes and he's about to rock one of the guys with foliage, why are all these other people getting involved?
I'm getting ready to tell you.
Granted,
I'm getting ready to tell you. Because that's what N-words do. All right?
okay, yeah, fair enough.
That's
I
what words do.
I think you made a kind of a good point, and I liken it to this. There's Barnum and Bailey, and then there's the mom and pop zoos, the home zoos,
Yeah.
the and what we do is Barnum and Bailey, and what they have been shown to do over the duration of their existence as far as content creators is the mom and pop up zoo. It's a quick flash in the pan, but then regulations come and it shuts everything down. Reality comes in and lets you know, oh, you were funny for 45 seconds, but you can't do 45 minutes because you don't know what the fuck you're doing because you tried to skip the line. So I think this is kind of his comeuppance in comedy, where as someone who's been through the rigorous battles of hecklers, it should never get to the point where you're picking up stuff and about ready to bash somebody over the head or they're ready to rush the stage. If it's gone that poorly, you should have ejected a long time ago.
If you rushing the stage, that's because that's something you decide to do, and I will act accordingly from that. It's not because I'm standing at the edge of the stage, daring you to come up here as I hold a poinsettia. And first of all, there's nothing more non-thuggery than holding a poinsettia and threatening to whoop somebody's
Nigga had a
ass.
Home Goods $13.99 poinsettia getting ready to rock somebody.
Hey, folks, if not all of you, can a few of you go ahead and click that share button for us? We would be most appreciative of it. Dion, so you didn't see the follow-up. So here's the other thing I thought about with the conversation I had with someone today. And I'm gonna, for those of you out there, I cannot figure out which way I should be looking. But for those of you out there who did not see it, everything that he talked about in the car afterwards, like, look at all the money I just made. And look at y'all, 3 of us just whipped that whole city. We just whipped the whole city. Not a scratch on me. 8 motherfuckers running up, not a scratch on me. Now, I'm loosely paraphrasing, but this was it. All I could think about was, he gonna get shot. Somebody is going to kill him. Because you know what else Negroes who run up on the stage do? They shoot you. And how you gonna run up out there and get away by the skin of your ass and get on talking about look what we did and three of us and all of y'all and we ain't look at all the money we made. Negroes fly, they jump on planes and they will find you and kill you. He gonna get himself killed.
It's one of those things where if you tempt danger, it tends to find you. You can only nana nana boo boo the darkness for so long before your light goes out. So this should be a wake up call to him. Unfortunately, I don't think it is because quote unquote he's getting money and the spectacle of it all. You know, we live in America. If we could have gladiators the way they did back in the day, I'm sure there would be a market for it. So, this type of shenanigans that he keeps pulling, again, you can only tug on the cape so many times before Superman turns around. And I don't want the dude to get shot, as annoying as he can be. I don't want him to die, and I don't want some idiot to go out there and murder this guy because he says stupid stuff on the internet. Like, he's allowed to say whatever he wants, but to take it to that level, to where they rushing the stage, they were in the wrong. I don't care what he said on stage. You pay for the ticket. You know what he's about, so you can't say that. Oh, he did something to me to encourage you rushing the stage. To me, that
Well, here's the only place I would disagree with you. And you guys out there watching, let us know. I see Philip giving us some comments. Kat, I know you still watching. I know we talk about men, but you can still comment, girl. We want to hear Kenny if you're still watching. We want to hear from you. Here's what I would say. Once the people get up out the chairs and come over to towards the stage, and if no one's pushing them back, this is probably where you should shut up. You shouldn't keep saying, well, come on, come on, come on. Especially if your poinsettia swinging game ain't that strong. So, because he missed a clear, wide open shot at my man's head when my man came up on that stage. So there's a chance for him, and this is going back again. If you are a professional, there are normally opportunities for you to, as you would say, get up out of there, pull the eject. And he had his chance. Now, if they coming and you still talking, then whatever happens, what happens, and whatever you get is what you get. He's lucky he got out of there. I don't know how he got out of there, but he was lucky to get up out of there.
this is what I think. How he got out of there, it wasn't real. To me, this has always been about getting engagement so that he can get more people to watch a video of him saying something crazy. I don't think these people were really trying to beat his ass. That's why he would pick up a pot. Like, in reality, are you really picking up a potted plant to hit some dude who's got beef with you? Like, you can't talk about how you've seen the thugs and you know that life and I keep guns, da 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 da, and not know how to swing a poinsettia and knock somebody's head off. It just doesn't seem logical to me that any of what we just saw in that video was real, based on all the crap that he loved to talk about, what he was about and how he was about it, because it didn't show it out in the video. And if that's the case, nothing you say moving forward is going to matter because we can just go back to this video. That's why I don't think the video is real.
I do think it is real, and this is why. Like my older brother used to say all the time when I was growing up, game get game. And so to your point, what you're saying, now you have the proof. Game get game, you have no game. So anything you want to say going forward on social media about you about this and you about that, you are a coward. And a coward will pick up anything. Anything to save his ass. Not only will he pick up anything, he will moonwalk faster than anybody you ever seen moonwalk. That dude, I've never seen anybody walking backwards faster trying to get away from an ass whooping than Charles White. He was not advancing on to the troops. He was trying to get the hell away from the troops. Never seen anybody move. So that's the only thing I would say about it. Not the only thing I would say about it, but that is what I would say about what you were saying. The dude is not about that life, not at all. And most of the time, people who are about that life ain't just looking to be out here just doing shit on a random to another motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you what happened. The dudes who were about that life could see he was not about it. And so we about to see about everything your mouth be running about.
I don't know. To me, it just screams content, man. I've I've seen some videos where I was like, "There's no way this is on the level. These streamer types, they keep coming up with different ways to get the public to talk about them because there's no such thing as bad publicity. Like I wish it were true that these dudes really want to beat him up, but I find it hard to believe that he left without a scratch on him after they don't rush the stage and blindsided him. Like I just
I'm sure he felt some pain somewhere because one of them dudes was a pretty thick brother, and he speared him. So you can say he may not left no marks on your face, but on the inside you hurting, and you probably lucky to get your ass out of there. Philip says he a clown. He's no comedian. I wouldn't go see him if I had free tickets. Shelly Vollen Headland. I can't say anybody's name tonight. I'm just something so.
yeah, he's struggling.
I'm all hopped up on this tea. I'm all upset for the fight we had before the show. She says, "Hey Sydney, hello Shelly." And then Mary Ballard says, "I've never heard of this guy, but already not a fan. As I told my friend after Saturday's show, Sydney and Dion have spoiled my consistently being class acts. Now that's all I want to see." And that's why you didn't see us fight on the show, Mary. That's why, because we were just class acts. And Mary says, "Every banger I know keeps a poinsettia in hand." Yes, every hood rat. The first thing we give. Fake Ass Book Club says, "I agree with Dion. It's seeming like a stunt. Cat, you only did that to try to piss me off. This is the second week you know damn well you and Dion don't ever agree on anything. 2 weeks in a row, you two have found a way."
I'm spitting facts, man. It just doesn't seem legit because I can't take anything that guy does seriously. He just seems like a giant character to me, in which he's figured out the algorithm of being a clown begets money, and it is what it is.
Well, anything's possible because we just found out a few months ago that Pat McAfee had been paying Aaron Rodgers the whole time to come to the show. While, the world, all on their own, we believe that Aaron Rodgers just loved Pat McAfee so much that they were just boys and he wanted to come on to the show and spill his guts about COVID, about his injuries, about everything. And come to find out Pat McAfee had been paying his due. Now, I'm not saying anything's wrong with that because it allowed Pat McAfee to sign a contract. I think he's making $17, $18 million a year off of ESPN for him to bring that show over there. But to your point, who knows? Anything's flip a coin.
Was that a doubt? Most big podcast people pay their guests to come on. I don't know why that would be a surprise issue.
I don't know, maybe because Aaron's got all the money in the world, and I think he was paying him like 1.5 million or 2 million or something like that to do it. So I think the check was kind of nice compared to what you think a podcast guest would get. It was in the millions.
So well, even still, I mean, if you look at that, getting Aaron Rodgers for $1.5 million that's chump change.
Well, like I said, it was a great investment for him. It worked out for him. I don't know if he gave up maybe some of the stock in his show. I have no idea.
But that's why I think Charleston is doing this. It's a great investment for him because he's going to be able to generate more business.
This one, I don't know. I don't think you get on and you talk about how you whooped everybody's ass. Because now you're going to take it. If it is a stunt, you're going to take it too far because the wrong person is going to see this and want to do something about it. You still there?
You still there?
Yeah. Did I lose you?
You froze. You said the wrong person, and then.
Am I frozen for anyone else out there? Can anyone else out there see me? I'm gonna drop you off. I'll bring you back.
You can't hear me?
Cause everyone else hear me, see me. Am I frozen? Can anyone out there let me know? Mary, Kat, Philip, Shelly, anyone? All right. How's that?
I could hear you.
Am I still frozen?
No, I'm saying I could hear you after you froze up. You just froze that one time, and then when you dropped me off, I could hear you, but I guess you couldn't hear me.
Okay, all right. Mary did say I was frozen for a bit. Someone else said I was frozen to a Facebook user. I'm not sure who that is. Facebook user says, "Yep, I see you."
It's Joanne, and Dana says not frozen.
Okay, cool. All right. I think we talked enough about Charleston White, Chuck, as I like to call him. I am interested in this Morgan Wallen. So I did a little research, Dion. So Morgan Wallen, a couple years ago, maybe this went in one ear and out the other one, or I forgot. But I didn't know he dropped the N-word someplace. And someone got it, and they put it out. And so it looks like his record label at one point has suspended his contract or froze it or something along those lines. The record,
Excuse me.
the radio stations wouldn't play his music, so on and so forth. And so he just did this interview on Variety. The date of it was December 6th. So this happened 2 years ago. Suppose this is the first interview he's done in a couple of years talking about this. And I had wanted to check it out. I found something on NBC News where they were discussing it, and something had kind of occurred to me. And this is where I kind of wanted to go with this conversation. I want you guys out there, because I'm a fan of country music. I'm a huge fan of it. So following the coverage of the incident when this happened, and I'm reading from the article here on NBC News, Wallen almost immediately saw a 1,220% increase in his digital album sales and a 327% increase in song sales after this video went out and was released. And this article I'm reading from right now was based on an interview he did with Michael Strahan. And Michael asked him, do you believe there is a race problem in country music overall? And Morgan says, I mean, it would seem that way, he replied. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really sat and thought about it, though. So my question to you, because I know what you're going to say, and my question to everyone else out there, is there a race problem in fucking country music with the artist? I mean, there's I shouldn't be, but I'm kind of shocked that these numbers jumped up like this after this incident for him.
It- is there a racism problem with country music in America?
Yeah, and just to make sure I have it here, the quote that from him was, "Hey, take care of this pussy ass mofo. Take care of this pussy ass N-word." And he said this while returning to his Tennessee home after partying.
So, are you asking me, are the artists racist or are their fan base racist? Is that what's the question here? So I'm completely sure I know what you're asking me.
Artists specifically, I want to start there and then branch out from there.
Yeah, probably. I would say a good majority of them because the silence speaks volumes. You know, if they weren't and they had something to say, they'd say it. But a lot of them don't have anything to say, and they sure as hell don't raise a stink when somebody else says something nasty. So, I mean, I'm just looking at the evidence trail. That's all I'm saying.
In his latest interview, he says, "There's no excuse. I've never made an excuse. I would never make an excuse. And I've talked to a lot of people, heard stories about things that I would have never thought about because I wasn't the guy going through it. And I think for me, in my heart, I was never that guy that people were portraying me to be. So there was a little bit of like, damn, I'm kind of actually mad about this a bit because I know I shouldn't have said this, but I'm really not that guy."
I mean, it sounds like self introspection, but at the same time, it's really not. What do you mean you didn't think about how other people live? What kind of egotistical crap is that? To actually say out of your mouth, I've really never thought about your experience as a human on this earth. Like, what are you talking about? That I mean, that just reeks the privilege of being the white guy that doesn't know any better. So, yeah, I'm not. This thing irritated me, to be honest with you. I was really irritated reading the article that you sent me because I'm just like, this all just sounds like fucking bullshit.
Dion, can you tell me who this is? Facebook user says, LOL, is that even a question? Yes, there's a race problem. Hello, Jason Aldean.
That's Dana.
Dana, I don't know if I want to say something's a problem if you give me two artists. If you give me Morgan Wallen and you give me Jason Aldean. I don't want to say there's a race problem throughout the industry. What I will say, if we're talking about, and I would say this is more about Morgan Wallen than I will say about Jason Aldean. Because I saw Jason Aldean, what he did, Dana, more as someone who was looking to take an opportunity to make a ton of money with that fucking song and that video and thought he could hide from it. Because he didn't think anybody would do the research on that. A lot of those scenes, that a lot of that footage he was using wasn't even from America. So I think that's more what that might have been. The Morgan Wallen thing, I'm going to say 100%. You know, as my mother would say, a drunk speaks a sober fucking mind. So I'm pretty sure this is, as he put in one of the articles, this is just something that me and my friends say when we're just having a good time and we're goofing off and so on and so forth. If you can't say it all the time in front of whomever you're around, then why say it at all? Other than you know better. So I do think he is exactly what he showed himself to be when that video or audio came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, and if he recognizes that that was problematic and he took the steps to make it better for himself, good for him. But if you ask me, do I think country music artists are, as a group, racist? I would say, yeah, pretty much. I mean, their fan base is too. So,
I would say the fan base more than I would the actual artist, only because of the numbers that we've seen with Morgan Wallen, and we saw the same thing with Jason Aldean, where the people get behind it and they want to jump on and they want to buy it and buy and buy and buy and buy. So I would agree with you when it comes to that. I won't say a bunch of artists are, but Morgan Wallen, I believe, showed himself to be. And just as one last thing I want to say before I let you jump back in. This whole dog and pony show that they do where, oh, I said the N word, now I need to take a break. Now I'm gonna go talk to some black leaders, someone over the NAACP, and then we'll talk to somebody black over here, and I'm probably gonna cut a check or two over here and cut a check or two over here and do that, and then everything is all good. That bothers me after this more than anything else, I think.
it's like racism extortion. It's like, we trick a famous white person into saying the N word, get them on camera, and it's like, oh, we got you. Now we're about to leech a couple deals out of whoever was in charge of that artist and get some backdoor dealing going on, and then that person goes on an apology tour to garner more support, and it's a vicious cycle of setup and bullcrap.
Which is why I've never been able to get behind Al Sharpton, because MSNBC and anyone else who can, Biden used Al Sharpton. Jim Clyburn allows himself to be used as a congressman out of South Carolina. Like, here's your old great, all black people. Look at your great black leader. Listen to what he tells you should do, who you should vote for, who you should forgive. And I said this before. When did we all sit around and take a vote on who was leading us? I don't recall saying Sharpton or anybody else that you want to go talk to and give a check to. I was supposed to listen to.
Well, I'm definitely not being led by the living Mr. Mackey. That is Al Sharpton. Like, I will, I'll never take anything he says seriously because you don't go from perm to sperm just like that. Like, it makes no sense to me.
What?
He used to rock a perm. Now his head looks like a sperm. You ain't noticed that? He's gotten
It's all slick back.
it's slick back, but he's skinny now, and he got this giant head, and his body look like the tail.
I don't think that neck can hold that head and all that head. So something has to go. Um, Bruce says artists are not racist, but politically divided. Fan bases can always be racist. Well, Bruce, I would disagree with that. I don't think you can just say artists are not racist. I'm saying I don't think.
Who's the guy who did the Monday Night Football thing? Hank.
Oh, that was
Williams?
Hank Williams Jr.
He's mad racist. My dad met him. He told me one of the most racist stories he ever heard in his life.
Can you share?
He got on the elevator with Hank Williams Jr. in Raleigh, North Carolina. My dad was there for military stuff. Got on the elevator.
Just to kind of set the scene. How long ago was this?
Years ago. My dad was very young.
Okay.
I think I might have been 1 or 2 years old. But anyway, he gets on the elevator and Hank is dropping the N-bomb left and right over and over and over again. It's like it's nothing. And my dad just has to sit there and take it. It's like he's Hank Williams Jr. You can't, my dad's by himself, all these people with him, and he just has to sit there and take it. And then he got in trouble and they kicked him off Monday Night Football, and everybody's acting like, we don't know who he is. If you fly all that Confederate stuff, if you reminisce about a time where it wasn't great for everybody, but it was super great for you, and you knowingly support all those, just the whole Southern trope of pride, I'm like, all that crap is just a way to say you hate black people. You can camouflage it however you want. I got Southern pride, and what? What is the South known for?
Which is
It ain't. You're not proud of cotton. It's not like you rock cotton. You still wear wool. So what are you proud of? Mississippi being last in everything? Louisiana being second to last and damn near every like. What are you proud of?
Which is why I'm always, and not to take this too far off. Well, hell, now it's a bit. We can take the straight and go where we want to go. Which is why you talking about the South. I'm always amazed that they get any black kid to go play football at Ole Miss. Like I could not imagine. Not only would I not take a visit, I'm not going to school there. I'm always surprised by things like that.
I couldn't imagine giving 4 years of my life to go volunteer at a place I know if I wasn't here
Playing ball.
excelling at sports, they would hate my guts and would have no problem with harm coming to me. Like, fuck that. No.
Kat says, like most American music genres, country music began with black people and was appropriated by people who consider themselves white. I'm trying to
I think
remember.
what happened.
What?
I think what happens is we create these genres, and a lot of American music is rooted in the black experience and created. We created all the popular forms of modern music. But as we transition and create new things, it's like we kind of leave something behind, or mainstream media gets a hold of it, and they turn it into Elvis. Everything turns into Elvis. He's super popular because he ripped off black people, and like he did what black people did, but he's white. They tried to say the same thing with Eminem, but Eminem actually has lyrical talent. Like,
Yeah, and Elvis had talent as well as far as singing. The dance moves I could have did without, but he could actually sing. I think where that whole time period of music was, it wasn't just Elvis. They were whitewashing a lot of black people's music, a lot of black people's talent at that time. I really wish someone would do a real documentary on that IG story. At least if it's out there, I haven't seen it. I just seen the IG's clip where they say that Elvis stole the singing style of that black artist and took it as his own and made it famous. And they had this black guy sing, and he sang, but he sounded like Elvis. I've never seen one do a real documentary about it. I wish they would just let us know if that was true. But that would be my only thing that I would say about music during those times, and when it comes to Elvis Presley. Ever tell you about the time the old white guy wanted to fight me about Elvis?
no, let's hear this story.
This dude, this is 10 years ago, so this dude's got to be 80 now. And so I'm in this bar, and I'm having a drink, and I'm actually waiting for Tamara at this time. And this old white guy is with this very, very young lady. And they're sitting at the bar, and he's talking about Elvis or whatever. And I said, Elvis, he stole some music. And he goes, what? He said, don't you ever say about Elvis? And he wanted, bro, he got up out of his chair and talking about whooping me up. And I told that young girl, you better sit that old ass man down. I knock his ass out. He wanted to fight about this. I've never seen anybody love anybody that they were not married to or related to that much.
It's one of those things I've never understood the fascination with Elvis his voice didn't do anything for me. He's never ranked up there with like the greatest crooners of all time. You know what I mean? If it weren't for him ripping off our style, I don't think he would be famous at all.
You may be right. What's that? They do to Eddie Murphy. We say Elvis just sang all of his lyrics. Pour me some lemonade.
What?
Remember the bit Eddie did about Elvis? You don't remember that bit?
Are you talking?
He says Elvis is always saying all of his lines. He never spoke any of them. Like if he's gonna say "pour me some lemonade," he would say.
Is that from Delirious?
It is from Delirious.
Okay, I think I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sweet lemonade, that warm, refreshing drink.
There it is.
Yeah.
Bruce says, growing up in Illinois, they kept preaching Jesse Jackson Jr. Now he is in prison, and you don't hear from him at all now. Well, Bruce, black people could have told the white folks in Illinois that anybody out of that Jesse Jackson family was going to be a ripoff artist. So Jesse Jackson has always been an ambulance chaser. And I'm not surprised that his son was either. His son was as good as his daddy. So that's why he's in prison. His daddy was still out, able to curse. And I believe he called Barack Obama an N-word when he didn't know that mic was still hot during the inauguration. If I'm correct, right, Dion?
Just hating.
hey. I gotta get that. I gotta get that as a sound clip. But yeah. So Jesse Jackson's always been. I always think that the guy who shot Martin Luther King should have stumbled on a pebble, and that rifle should have just waved just to the right when he pulled that trigger. He got the wrong person that day.
Apparently, Jesse was in on it. If you believe some conspiracy theories,
Some people do think that.
yeah,
What did
allegedly.
Yeah, so we don't get sued by that dude with a perm. Or a Jerry curl, what the hell is he still rocking? You know, Eddie Griffin says the funniest thing about Al Sharpton. He says Al Sharpton tried to take him to task one time. And what did Eddie say? He said, man calls himself a reverend. He ain't got no church. Yeah, anybody ever seen this congregation? Let's see the church. And he was a government informant.
Who, Sharpton?
For people who do not know, Al Sharpton was a government informant. So while he was out there, you know, marching for the rights of black folks and blah, 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 he was a government informant.
Just taking notes.
It's just a government informant. Let's see here. Bruce says one of the rare black country artists, Jimmy Allen, was falsely accused of assault and not in country music now. All right. And Mary says, I love that bit. Talking about the Elvis, that Eddie Murphy does Elvis. All right.
that it? You got a steam?
Oh man, I feel like maybe we didn't produce this one as good as yeah, as we normally do.
I'm glad you're willing to admit that live on the stream. That's fantastic.
Hey, what are you talking about, man? We nothing but honest on this fucking show, man. I wish you had to come up with better stuff, Dion.
So, which would you rather have had happen to you?
Yeah, what's up?
This Morgan Wallen situation or the Charleston White situation? If you had to pick a situation to go through, which one would you choose?
Wait a minute. Where I'm calling white people what the C word?
Well, what? Yeah, whatever the reverse racism situation that happens,
Or
put
am
you
I
in the same situation as Morgan Wallen. Whatever story you need to
am
tell.
I am I am I getting jumped by 7 or 8 white dudes in plaid?
No. You're not. That wasn't a racial issue. That was just him getting his comeuppance. So, which would you rather have to go through, the
You know what?
comeuppance or
You know,
the blowback on what you said?
if I'm famous and got money, I'd rather get caught calling white people the C word than to have 8 brothers from the hood trying to whoop me up. so, so which one would you rather go through?
Well, the reason why I posed the question is not to flip the color scale, but but what's to get which one would you rather have happen to you, regardless of you
Wait,
being a Negro or not?
wait. Let's take it further. What? And Bruce and Mary. Who else is out here who's Caucasian right now? Dana, Joanne. What white people would I have to go sit down and talk to? Who, who do I have to go talk to for y'all to say, all right, he would have talked to the dude who made mayonnaise, so we all right with him again. Who would it be?
Ridiculous. That is not what I was asking you at all. This is not what I was asking you.
I want to know because they always act like black people that have this. We have this small group of people. We all get this like we all on a can with a string. Just waiting.
No,
Okay.
you know
Oh,
what
he
it
talked
is?
to Al.
It's the Jedi Council of Black people. So it's Shaq, Samuel Jackson, Michelle Obama, the ghost of Maya Angelou. I forgive this child. Like,
Now I'm sitting there watching, thinking about all with them robes and their arms and with the little hoods on. Oh, Bruce says you would have to talk to the Pope or something. All right, well, I'm just saying, what group? You never hear about that. Like, there's not a group for them. Like, we got a group, obviously. There's never a group for them. There's not a group for
who's our group?
Let the media tell you, because it changes all the time. I was like, who's some of these motherfuckers you had to go talk to about this, that, and the other? Mary said Tom Hanks. So I had to go talk to Tom Hanks.
Wasn't he on Epstein's plane? I don't think you want to go talk to him.
He wasn't on that plane, was he?
Yes, he was.
Oh, not Tom,
Yep.
not Tom. You know what? I believe Tom just went to go get some sun.
Is that what it is?
Man's
Some
got
sun, all right. S-O-N.
man's got a great marriage with his wife. They've been together for a long, long time. We
Okay,
don't mess with Tom Hanks.
his
In
name was
fact,
on the list. That's
you know
all I'm
what? I
saying.
love Tom Hanks so much. Tom Hanks should be one of the people that y'all have to talk to when y'all offend black people. Go talk to
I'm
Tom.
just saying, Tom Hanks and Chris Tucker never made a movie after leaving that island. That's all I'm saying.
Chris Tucker was on that plane?
Chris Tucker was on a plane too. Yep.
How do you
You
have the
haven't seen the
list?
list? Yeah,
No.
bro.
How do you?
You can Google the list. It's public information.
You said, wait a minute. You said Chris Tucker hadn't made a movie, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, since the list came out?
No, that was a joke that they should have
Oh,
made a movie together about their experiences on what happened on the
okay,
island,
okay.
since they both names were on the list. They
I,
weren't there together,
I
obviously.
knew the Clintons was, Bill Clinton was on there, obviously. Somebody tried to tell me Obama was on the list. I'm like, I don't think Barack Obama was on that list.
I don't remember. Do I remember seeing his name? I
Facebook
think I
user
did.
says the list is on the internet, LOL. Is that Dana again?
No, that's Courtney Ross Whitco. What up, Courtney?
What's happening? Sound like Courtney. Courtney, did you create the list? Did you put this list out there, Courtney? You know, you just can't be believing everything Miranda Adams says Chuck Norris. So I got to talk to
We
Miranda.
gotta
Do
go
I
talk to.
have to, Miranda, do I have to do the little? I got to do the little exercise machine while we talk about it. Do I have to do an infomercial?
How old is Chuck Norris? I haven't heard that name in forever.
He's still doing it. I think he's still doing it.
He's doing the Bowflex. Is that what it's
I
called?
don't think it was a both. Like, Courtney says no. Di showed it to me, so you showed her the list. She says,
Yeah, I've
okay,
seen it,
all right.
but I don't remember if his name's on there or not.
All right, so Tom Hanks, Chuck Norris. These are the two. I know some more people out there. There's got to be a couple more people I need to talk to.
The Ghost of Bobby Knight.
I want to get hit by. I want to get hit with a chair. Bobby Knight's unforgiving. You're not gonna get forgiven by.
You never did answer the question.
Well, okay,
So
I'm sorry. What was it?
you rather get the beat up or
No, the other
the
thing. I go the other way.
okay.
With the yeah, I get caught saying something. Chuck Norris doesn't age. Yeah, he does. That's all.
Yeah, he definitely does. It's not in the Expendables 4.
I'd rather go through what Morgan Wallen went through if I had to go through one or the other.
See, I think I'd side with you on that simply because certain things you can't come back from. Poor Doug Williams never was able to recover from the Jamie Foxx thing.
Refresh my memory, there, sir. What was that?
Doug Williams was the roast of Emmitt Smith, where he gets up there and he's trying to crack on everybody, and Jamie Foxx goes, "I'm your conscience." That whole bit, you remember that?
I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. Refresh my memory on that.
Oh my God, you need to pull it up immediately, right now. Stop the show. Go
I'm
to
not
you.
stopping this show. Can you give us a
Go.
Can you give us a breakdown of what happened though?
So basically, it's a roast, right? They
Yeah,
roasted Emmitt Smith. Doug Williams comes on, and Doug
the
Williams
football
doesn't have
player.
any. No, the comedian,
Oh, okay, okay. Go ahead.
but he doesn't have any credits, so nobody knows him. So he tells a couple of jokes that don't go over because he's clearly not prepared for the moment. He's not supposed to be there. He's like, I snuck in here with Shaq. He does a bunch of jokes on Shaq that aren't really going over. And then Jamie Foxx starts, being the voice of his conscience. And he goes, "Thanks, Jamie Foxx. I needed your help." And Jamie goes, "I'm not Jamie Foxx. I'm your conscience." And literally the whole place goes insane. Everybody's laughing at him. And he doesn't know how to recover. It's the most career killing moment.
I did see that. I did see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. And to go back.
yeah.
Chelsea says the cast of MASH. So I need to go talk to the cast of MASH.
How many of them are still alive?
Alan Alda, Loretta Swift. I think the dude Radar.
Alan Alda's still alive?
I believe Alan Alda's still alive. I thought I saw him recently or something. I think the guy who played Klinger, Jamie Farr. I think he's still alive. That's all
You
I
in
can
the
think.
weeds with me. Alan Alda, the only one I remember. Because I hated MASH as a kid. MASH meant it was time to go to bed because it was 11 o'clock, and that's when MASH came on.
Well, that is true. MASH wasn't one of those. Yeah, especially if you didn't know, if you didn't want to look at the clock. You knew what was coming on. It was gonna be time for you to go to bed. Did I ever tell you the time there was some titties on the TV and I got my ass sent to the room?
No. What?
I was sitting
What?
I was sitting down watching a movie. This was an old Stacy Keach. For people out there, some of you don't pretend like you don't know who he is. It was an old Stacy Keach movie, and I'm sitting with the sperm donor, and this white woman comes up and she's got like no top on. Just I don't remember what the body looked like other than she was thin and had some titties. And I was young, and I turned and I said, "Should I be watching this?" and,
You
he,
ratted on yourself.
and he looked at me. He said, "I don't know. Should you?" And you ever? There's only twice in my life I've ever been like, that was one of them. And that lasted all about 10 seconds. And he said, take your ass upstairs and go to bed. And I went upstairs. I was in my room like, damn it. I screwed this up. I think I had to be like 8 or 9 years old at the
The
time.
self snitch gets you every time. So lack of experience.
Oh, man. I was used to watching titties by myself. Man. All right. Bruce says, depends on what white person you talk to. You talk to the racist ones, they sending you to Bill Clinton or the KKK. Mary says, Alan Alda is alive. That's what I thought. Facebook user says, I think you got to talk to Dolly Parton.
That was Courtney.
Courtney, only if Dolly's sitting down, because she's like she was having a hard time standing up doing that halftime show a couple of weeks ago. And not for the reasons y'all think. I just think she's too old to be in them heels. She kept hanging on to the side there when she was singing and dance. Every time she would move and try to look like she was gonna venture out, look like a baby in a pool.
Yeah, she didn't trust that portable stage whatsoever.
So Mary says yes. Bash was time to go to bed. Bedtime when you see the helicopter. 100%. That's from Facebook user. Chelsea says we had mad.
That was Lee.
Oh, Lee. Okay. Lee, thanks for not calling. All right. Chelsea says we had MASH on a VHS set.
Pew 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 pew.
Look, can I tell you the other time I screwed up and I caught myself in one of the moments like I did with the titties.
Mm-hmm.
This time, I was old enough to know better, and I still fucked up. I wasn't old as I thought it was. I was early 20s, and we used to go to this spot called Put-in Bay. If anybody's from Michigan or Ohio, or maybe Indiana, wherever, maybe you've been there. But it was a place we went 2 or 3 times a year. It was fantastic. Loved it. It was like, it was one of those places where what happens in Put-in Bay stays in Put-in Bay type spaces. And there was this girl.
That's not a saying, but okay.
It was for us. It was for us. What happens in Put-in Bay stays in Put-in Bay. It was one for us.
Nothing happens in Puddin' Bay.
You're right. You're right. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let me be quiet.
So there was this girl I would see every summer. Her name was Star, and she lived in Toledo, actually. And she said she was throwing this party like a couple of weekends away. So I took my brother, and we went down. We took my brother and a couple of friends. We took the hour drive down to her place. And we went to this party. We were having a good time. And I'm sitting on the couch with her. And I really liked her. And I just, man, you try to do your little Mac thing when you in your early 20s. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting on the couch with her, just shit, not talking. I got a drink in my hand. I'm like, girl, you got the prettiest eyes I've ever seen. And she did something no woman before or since has ever done.
I already know what you're about to say.
She closed her eyes. And she said, what color are my eyes?
Huh? I'm sorry. Come again.
And with this drink in my... No. Your Playboy couldn't do that now. I had to sit here. I had to shake them dice up and go for it. All right, white woman, blonde hair. I said, girl, quit playing now. You know your eyes are blue.
Blue.
Open her eyes. Those were the greenest eyes I've ever seen in my entire life. The greenest eyes I've ever seen in my entire life. And she opened her eyes, and I was like, she kind of, she smiled and got her ass up and walked away from me.
She's like, that must be your other bitch.
Man, that was a rough one for you, boy.
Yeah. I always got to go and gamble green, baby. I always gamble with green. 'Cause they're always green when you think they're blue. It's like, oh, my bad.
He's in here
That's happened to
talking.
me before.
Oh,
That's
really?
happened to me before. It's happened to me before.
Oh man, they were the greenest I've never. I can see how green them emeralds.
I'm colorblind in the dark in the basement sometimes. It's a condition that I have. It happens every once every eighth party by the third weekend in whatever month this is.
Oh man, that was good time. But Put in Bay was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Always had a blast.
Yeah,
You want
yeah.
to see some
I
women
think
walk around every morning with a shoe slung over their neck because of the shit they did the night
the walk
before.
of shame,
Oh,
walk of shame.
100%. 100%. Because we would get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and start drinking. We'd get up, shower real quick, throw something on, and head down to a spot called Frosty's and start drinking and eating pizza. And you see these women just walking all over the place, doing the walk of shame like a shoe, or brides doing that damn deal, because a lot of bridal parties would come to Put in Bay. And so you would even see the brides out there doing the walk of shame. And I'm like, if he only knew what he was out here doing.
I didn't know it went down and put in Bay like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. These dudes are still going. I think we too old to go at this point, but some of them still be out there going. All right, well, story time is over, kids. Unless Dion's got another one.
Nah, I'm all storied out. I don't think I can top Put in Bay.
Mary says before the show is over, happy early birthday to Dion. Love you. Hope your special day is amazing.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah, yeah. My birthday's on Friday, so shout out to me. Turn another year older. Don't really care about it, but thank you, Mary. I do appreciate it. It's very sweet of you.
Mary, I don't know why you even told this dude. You see what he did? Just shit all over it.
Here's what's not going to happen. I won't be requesting that you guys donate any money to causes on Facebook.
You
That
better.
drives me fucking insane.
Oh man.
Oh, it's my birthday. Will you donate $10 to some local food bank? And it's like, no, I'm not doing that.
There's my boy right there. John Barker says still going, my brother. So he's still putting things
Oh
still.
boy.
Barker, is it still the same as it always has been? I know, obviously fun, but all the other stuff. Is it still good? I hope he's still there to tell me if it is or not. I haven't been in years. Facebook user says we used to call it putting it in the bay. The cool thing is when I first started going out there was back when everybody had Nextels. If people out there remember the Nextels, the 2 ways.
Chirp, chirp.
Yeah, I miss those phones. I wish they would bring them back. I missed the fucking chirp chirp. But the cool thing was when you got there, they didn't work. So you could literally be off of the map for a couple of days, 3 days, however long you're going to be there, and just have a great fucking time.
That sounds like a shitty reality TV.
What are you talking about? Because your
Ditch
phone
your
doesn't work?
phone. It's like, yeah, it's like I can't be reached. Everybody knows what you're doing down there, boy.
No, you couldn't be. It's not because you were doing anything. It's just for whatever reason. You just couldn't get a signal there. So it was just a fucking good time. Yeah, it's a good time.
No, okay.
So you couldn't be bothered. They used to have this spot. I can't remember the damn name. Sky Bar. I think it was called the Sky Bar. John, tell me if I remember that name right. Anyway, that was like the late night spot that you would go to. And I remember coming out of there. John says a Disneyland for adults. Yes, sir. Put that on the screen. And so I came out. It was 2 in the morning, whatever it was, and I had to take a piss. And I walked away from the club lights and everything off here to the shadows, and I'm peeing, and this flashlight hits me. Said, "You better stop pissing right now, so I'm taking you to jail." I'm like, "Oh, I'm in midstream." He said, "I can like hear." He said, "I'm taking you handcuffs." I stopped peeing like that. History. I did not. I did not know I had that superpower. I could stop peeing in midstream like that.
You could go to jail now and have prostate cancer in 50 years. Like, man, take the jail, bro. You done cracked your prostate in half for 50 years.
Shit. Hey,
That one time I cut off midstream.
I was in early 20s. Strong prostate. Strong
You know how
prostate.
hard you got to squeeze to cut off midstream?
Yes, I do.
I know you do.
Yes, I do know how hard you got to
If
squeeze.
y'all see Sydney limping at 70, it's because this story right here.
Facebook user says, "Happy birthday, Dion. Maybe I'll donate to the girls who have to pay for dinner on the first dates in your honor, of course." Who said that?
Miss Susie.
Miss Susie?
Thank you, Miss Susie.
I love it. I love it. John says, thank God you were young and was able to do that. You can't do that now. No, sir, I cannot do that now. Everybody get out the car, go take a piss before we leave. That's what it is. So I got a cousin, I won't name him. Another put in base story. I will not name him. I take him with me, and we go down there. And I'm trying to tell him, because this is, as John will attest to, this is all weekend, because we start early and we do it all day, every fucking day. So I'm like, pace yourself, pace yourself, pace yourself. And he doesn't pace himself that first day. And he's smoking, he's drinking, he's smoking, he's drinking. I think it's 11 o'clock, midnight rolls around. I don't know what they do now, but back then they would have these vans that would just ride around, and for like $3, they would give you a ride back to your hotel or where you campground, wherever you were staying. So I put him in. I said, "This is the hotel room number, so on and so forth. Right? You got it? Repeat it back." Made him do it twice. Off he goes. I get back to the room, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. He's not there. Now I'm laying in the bed because I can't sleep, because all I'm thinking like, oh my God, this mother's gonna kill me if this fool is somewhere face down in some water, dead. 7 o'clock rolls around. I said, I gotta walk into town because I packed really quick, so I left a few things. I walk into town to go grab some things from the store. I come out, I hear "Cuz." I turn around, it's my cousin with arms out like "Cuz." He's walking up towards me. No shoes. One sock is only on just halfway, so it's kind of flopping. When he gets close, I see adhesive on his arm, so I can see. I'm like, what the hell? Like he had an IV. I said, what the hell happened to you? He said, I ended up at this house, and I just kept beating on the door saying, let me in. I'm staying here. I said, but you weren't staying there. They ended up calling the cops. He got arrested, and he was so dehydrated that they helicoptered his ass off the island to the hospital. Now, when we get back to the room, and after he's told me the story, I'm just trying to, I'm like, all right, you're alive. I'm just trying to get the next day of this vacation going. He's like, man, I think they took my weed off me. And I said, well, why don't you call him and ask him where it's at? Because he picks up the phone and actually calls the hospital to ask about this weed. And he calls us, hey, I had a package on me. Did y'all? I can't believe that's right. And he said, oh, okay. And he hangs up. I said, well, what happened? He said, they said, ask the police about your package. And so I said, well, that's it. I don't know what to tell you. So we go out, we go drinking, we have a good time. We end up at the pool. And as we're in the pool hanging out having a good time, these two guys who are EMS techs start talking about this guy who had to be picked up and brought to the hospital. And can you believe he called the hospital asking for his weed? And my boy who stood up in my wedding, Hollywood, goes, that's his cousin. That is his cousin. That's who that was. And so we ended up meeting these guys and having a good time. But I was like, you asshole, tell these guys that was my cousin. But yeah, so for years, and I don't know if John, if you remember this, they called my cousin Lunchpad McQuack and MASH. And shit, because he had to be helicoptered off the island. The first and only person out of the crew that I know of who actually had to be taken to the hospital because he could not handle his weekend of fun.
How much was that helicopter expense?
Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because they ended up sending him some bills, of course,
Yeah, I can imagine.
For that ride.
I remember the first time I found out how much an ambulance was. I was like, shit. If I ain't dead, don't put me in that car.
Yeah, someone else I know was having a possible heart attack, and it was like, nah, I'm good, I'm good. And, if something happens, and then the person who was with him said, look, I can either take you to the hospital now, or you can get home, and then you need an ambulance, and that's going to cost you X, Y, and Z. He said, go ahead and take me to the hospital now. I'm trying to pay that tag.
Ambulance rides is no joke, bro.
Yeah, no joke. All right. That's enough of me telling stories here. This is not Uncle Sydney's storytelling time. So, Dion, what you got before we get out of here, man?
I just want to say I'll be in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area for New Year's for any of our master debaters that'll be in that area.
There you go.
Come check me out at the Improv with Greg Fitzsimmons for New Year's Eve. Come celebrate with us as we ring in the new year. Also, thank you all for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. My birthday's on Friday. I'll be turning 39. So
Where you gonna be at? I'm sorry again for New Year's Eve in Milwaukee. Where?
the Improv.
At the Improv. Okay, so they just go to the Improv and get the tickets there then. Okay, all
Yeah.
right, all right. Since you're doing that, I'm gonna do something too. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, I will be at Stand Up Live with Pete Lee. So you can jump on my website and pick up some tickets. Come on out. It's a holiday weekend right before Christmas, so I wouldn't wait till the last minute if you're going to come out, especially for that Saturday show. Go ahead and get those tickets. Chelsea says, "Old."
Oh, she called me old. I am. I mean, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, Uncle Dion's been old for a long time. Every once in a while, I call him Uncle Granddaddy. He's old.
It's a twisted family tree you got there.
Mary says she's got her tickets already. Mary, I appreciate you. I assume you talk about me and not Dion's show, so I'm gonna thank you. But if it's for Dion, thank you for that too.
Yeah, that'd be dope to see you in Milwaukee, but I don't expect it.
All right, well,
Do you
this show.
gotta? Do you gotta wait one more thing, or what the hell?
Yeah. That's why I was getting ready to go. Ask you what yours was. What you got?
I don't have a what the hell. My wait one more thing would be it's the holiday season, so be mindful of your time and who you let encroach your space. Just because your family doesn't mean that you got to spend holidays with people who don't appreciate you. So if you're one of those people out there who watch the show and you hear all the holidays propaganda about family, your peace is more important than all that. And if people aren't treating you the way you should be treated, whether they're blood or not, you don't have to tolerate that. So just be mindful of your peace this holiday season and don't feel like you have to sacrifice it for somebody's old tradition.
My wait one more thing is just going back over my weekend. I got a chance to hang out with some influential people because I've always been a person who just wants to listen and learn and sit in the background, and I don't mind doing that. For those at those moments, it allowed me to gain some information from these guys, a whole lot of knowledge, and then just being kind. There was a young lady in there. I didn't really know who she was. We had some nice conversation. I ordered some French fries while the show was taking place, hanging out in the green room. They came in and said, "Hey, would you like to share my fries?" And she said, "Yeah, sure." And we got to chatting. And she is a DJ on a morning show here, as well as the guy who had booked that show. Basically, what they did was take one person's morning show and they did a live, and he sold out Stand Up Live. Dion knows what a big deal that is. He's been in that room. Mary knows what a big deal is. She's been in that room. And based on those relationships or that time with those people, I was able to build relationships. One person wanted to assist me with this. The other person who had the show going said, "Hey man, when your special drops, let me know. We'll push it on the show." So all that to say, just be a human being every once in a while. You can just be a human being every once in a while. You may be surprised at what can happen for you. You don't always have to say no to things if someone offers you something. And if they do offer you something and you decide to accept it and to go out and venture out to make the best of it, and maybe something great can happen for you and maybe it doesn't, or maybe as little as nothing as just meeting some new friends. But kind of be mindful of that and don't be afraid to take a chance and step into a spot where you may not be completely comfortable. Who knows? All right, that's that. Michelle Martin says mindful with 4 hearts. Mary says amen, Dion. And then Mary says, yes, Sydney, truth. All right. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate it. We tried to make the show entertaining. I had to carry Dion, so it was a little rough for me. But, it's his birthday week. And you know how he is when he gets older.
Child, please.
Already
Don't make
using
me
the
quote out. Yeah, you make me use the Ocho Cinco because I ain't gonna see you till after I turn 39. So
already using old black women lingo. You are old. All right, guys. We love you. Have a great week. Goodbye.
see you next Monday, y'all.